Hey there, this is Ben at Buffoonery Incorporated. In this video, I wanted to go over how my specific campaign got their character stats. In my earlier video, Basics to Creating a Character, I went over the three most common options for getting or rolling stats. When it came to my campaign, I was up for almost anything. I feel like the players and I are telling a story together. It isn't me versus the players. I would rather them trample over me, especially in the beginning, and then make adjustments from there. At our session 0, I told my players that we had a ton of options that they could choose to get their character stats. They just all had to agree, and it had to be done the same way. Not one person rolling and one person using standard array, and then one person using point buy. We had tons of options. With rolling, we talked about rolling a d20 instead of the typical 46, and then anything under a 5, we would roll again. We talked about rolling 5d6 instead of the typical 46 and dropping the lowest 2 dice. We also talked about rolling 46 7 times and then dropping the lowest overall score. One of the things that was brought up in our discussion was that if somebody sucks at their rolls, will it make the game less fun for them? So we went looking at other options like standard array and point buy. Standard array is boring. I understand why. I understand how it exists. I understand it's good for Adventure League, but it's boring. So we decided to use a point buy system for the campaign. One player suggested raising the starting number to 10 and then scaling from there, and I really liked that. I added in that you could lower a stat as well, like if you were willing to sacrifice a stat for another, let's do it. Extremes are better than the mids. All stats would start at 10, you would get 27 points to use. You are allowed to drop down to 8 in a stat and add 2 more points into the buying pool. 18 is the max for point buy, but that is before racial traits. Please cap overall stats at 20. I'm now going to go over the table that I gave to my players for reference. I will also post a primitive version in the description. So if you put the stat at 8, you would gain 2 points into the buying pool. If you put the stat at 9, you would gain 1 point into the buying pool. 10 would be even. If you put the stat at 11, it would cost you 1 point. 12 would cost you 2 points. 13 would cost you 3 points. 14 would cost you 4 points. 15 would cost you 5 points. Here there's a bit of a jump, so 16 would cost you 7 points. 17 would cost you 9 points. And then 18 would cost you 10 points. Once again, 18 is the max for the point buy, but that is before racial traits. Please cap overall stats at 20. This is how my players got their character stats. I hope you like the idea. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, grab your dice, and let's get nerdy.